Okay. We haven't really played around with my lists or my accounts yet.
Just hit not now, yeah. Yeah, you don't want my password utility remembering that.
Okay. Oh, God, no new book. Of course I do. As you can see by the big exclamation points. So once again, here we have the accordion ones, the ability to change pins, preferences for your enterprise session, default to English. You can see your checkouts. You can do the renew all. You see your holds just as well. We do have it set up that they can edit their holds at any point until they are on the hold shelf. They can cancel them while they're on the hold shelf, but they can't edit them at that point. We don't want them saying, okay, it's on the hold. We don't want it being on someone's hold shelf and them saying, no, I want to pick it up from the library instead. That's why we're not letting them do that. And then there is fine information as well, which goes pretty far back.
Yeah, they keep it history
out of that.
Yeah, they display the history. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but there it is.
Tyler, it would be nice of you to have an overview book so see that display, how it works.
I like the big exclamation point.
Book awards books. They're causing me to delay my personal reading. I have to read them first.
I like the big exclamation point because, again, that's kind of the convention that's evolved on the Internet. Whenever there's something you need to know about, is a little badge kind of thing with either a number or an exclamation point or something to get your attention. So, yeah. So that is in keeping with what other popular websites are doing.
And since we don't have that much customized here, you can see that it does translate to Spanish fairly easily.
Yeah.
What were the other views when you had just the references? I thought that there was other views after you did the search.
Their views.
There's views.
Oh, the tile.
Yeah.
You see the book cover
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, do our famous, yeah. Or, yeah.
Okay. Now I'm not entirely sure what you're at.
Right, both selected action or four squares.
Let's
view.
view. Oh, I never use them. Oh, we have the bookmark view, which is not so good for this one. Let's do something that has synthetic
search.
Please know if we've got a different demo person, we're getting Robin Hood, not Lincoln.
Yep. Actually, that came from Terry.
Okay, still not that good for synthetic, but you can see this is the thumbnail view. And this one is their cool iris.
This is their version of the
Not sure how long it takes.
Aqua Browser text cloud, in that it's kind of cool, but I don't know if everyone's going to like it.
Ooh.
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 Looks better with a lot of synthetics information.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah.
Well, get you that much.
Right.
Or I know which one has some synthetic. Cheryl made me look it up.
Oh. What?
Nora Roberts.
Oh, Bride Quartet. That was me, not Tyler. He doesn't read Nora Roberts. No. He said it. I don't read Nora Roberts either, but.
Yeah, sure you do.
Yeah, no. That's the wall.
It probably I suspect strongly it is.
Yeah.
Those are electronic
resources.
which is what it does for playaways right now.
Which is also what Cheryl's looking into because she wants to customize that.
Looking at it, do I hover and I know it's a playaway versus something else then, or?
I don't know if it works with a hover.
I don't know if it does with the cool iris.
I think you have to click it probably.
Yeah, no, you hover, and but it would just tell you electronic resource, not. Oh, it would tell me what you want. Okay. Digital flyer. Right. Video disc.
But it
Doesn't just give you the title.
The library profile. That is only going to be
I'm
your
going to
stuff.
work on those.
Shows up. Like say,
It's only your stuff in the hit result. Yeah.
Change that.
Yeah. So you
For the
change
bid
it.
level, at least.
Yeah.
No matter we need to use them.
Right. Correct.
Correct.
So if there's only 3 of those in my library, only 3 are going to show up on that. Fit.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to log out. Remove the cool iris.
I don't know.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no.
What's that one?
It's one of those things that academics are so proud of that
They like it. They think it's pretty neat. They expect us to like it too. Yeah, like I said, I don't necessarily think it's all that awesome, but some people probably would.
Oh, that's a great idea. Michael says by default, there's no default picture. We should put pictures of my cats up there.
So there's something I specifically want to get your opinion on.
She has 3.
So Tyler talked about this earlier, but I want to go over it just a little bit more and really get your opinion on it.
It would be like the internet. Pictures of cats. There's cats everywhere. Get the angry cats to appear, that's it.
As Tyler mentioned, we can have up to 10 facets over here on the side, and that list can be customized by profile.
Wow.
So our thought right now is that we are going to have the first 4, correct?
Yes, actually, if you want to go to the test profile, they're already set up there.
They're already set up. Go there instead. Okay.
AL there.
Okay.
It should even save your search, I think.
What? Sure does. All right, so this is the correct 4. So by default, for all libraries, we would have library, format, author, and publication date. Those would be the 4 facets that are ubiquitous. All library profiles would have those. That leaves 6 more facet slots open. We've only got 3 of them filled here. But the problem is that on our ILS team, we've identified more than 6 facets that we think could conceivably be useful. Reading level, geographic location, things like that. So our thought is to let each library pick what the remaining 6 should be for their profile. Hopefully that doesn't change the interface so much that it's going to confuse anyone moving from one library to another, and it does allow you to pick. Certainly there are some scenarios where reading level might be useful than others, for example.
Does it have series?
Series is one of them, I believe, yes. So I'm just kind of curious to see what people think of that.
The top 4, do they always stay in that
They
position?
would always stay that way, yeah. Trying to keep some uniformity.
That's probably in the order they're in right now as well.
Yeah.
Do you have to have 10?
No.
No, we've only got 6 running right now for
Yeah,
this one.
4.
Gotta have
So-
4, right?
Or actually, we've got 7 right now on this one. So yeah, you can have less than 10 if there's other facets you just don't think would be useful.
Well, we got them from the ones that we had on our browser.
I think it's pretty often used, yeah.
I can't imagine looking for a resource and then going, but I don't, if you're in your own library.
No, we have a lot of people that go
That do
from
that.
library to
I
library.
suppose.
Yeah, maybe not maybe so much.
Probably more in the
City
public
or-
environment.
Yeah,
There's some libraries that are close to each other, like Austin and
Oh, yeah.
Or that I'm going to be driving home through that
But I
town.
mean, in the
Or
booth,
my research
that
papers due
seems
tomorrow.
so useful. Obviously, it must be.
Did I miss something? How do you, like, so when we have our own page, and I got the Lure page, and we search it, and Lure doesn't have anything, and I want to search all libraries, do I have to do it on that facet in the corner? Or is there, did I miss
There are a couple of things.
it?
You certainly could do that.
But I don't want to check all 80.
We don't have it.
No, there's a much easier way.
Okay.
We don't have that implemented yet.
It's not yet. Then that's fine. I'm sorry. I didn't know if I missed something, but it will be in
Someplace.
there.
I don't know if they have a fast button to do it, but there is a fairly easy way.
We got time to put up all
Go
that.
back to the
Actually, kind of, yeah, I was going to say, it's in the algorithm profile, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, this is something that's not, this is not implemented in test or the SELCO profile, but we do have it implemented in Albert Leisure. So. Or there is this.
All libraries.
Yeah, it allows you to toggle between, and actually we're going to change everything to all libraries is the plan. So there will be all libraries and the profile library right there. So that would be the quick, easy way to make that toggle between
And I
just
like
your
that
site.
you don't have the whole list.
I'm sorry?
I like that the whole list isn't there when you.
No, it won't be under the individual profiles.
That will be nice because it's annoying because inevitably I want to go to the top, and that's nice.
I think we're net lender.
Quality of your collection.
You know, that's always where I would
With 90 locations, the list is long.
Yeah,
So that's what we're thinking about with facets. The tabs that you have right now in Aqua Browser where you've been allowed to create your own links, we're thinking we'll put that right here. We need to play around a little bit with the text size to make sure we can fit it all in, so that's something we're tweaking.
They would be links like those are as
Yes.
opposed to tabs.
Yeah, we're not doing the tab thing this time. Just straight links like those that you see up there. Your banners will go in here. So far, we have got this set up so that the banner size doesn't change, so we'll simply take the files that you've already given us for Aqua Browser and put them in here, although if you want to give it that's fine too. And we are going to try and modify things a little bit so that all of this does not appear on the banner, but actually appears above it. Because some of you have kind of busy banners.
The banner size? The one we have now?
Yeah.
Yes, it'll be the same size that we have now. It's not currently that size in Enterprise. We need to make some tweaks.
Yeah.
Any bigger.
So that's something we're still working on. And
About the library, why are we adding that to the thing, what do you call them when you drill down on the side there?
facets?
Yeah. If you go, let's say you start here, you're in Albert Lee, that's what you get to from your library's website or their pack. If you already have the drop down to switch between Albert Lee and all libraries, why is that one of the mandatory 4 on the left? Is that when you switch it to all libraries, that's the way you narrow it down.
If you want to go to some other library.
It's probably not as useful when they're still searching as your library, but we can't make it any different when they choose everything from the left from this one. We can't make the path different between their Oh, I see. Yeah, but you can drop it down and switch back.
But what if you
can only switch back to one specific library, though.
So what if you want to go from everything to just Austin because it's close?
I'm just wondering how often people want to search 3 specific libraries as opposed to either their own or everybody.
Well, when you're searching too, like you're searching for a title, doesn't it fill up where they're available at what library?
It does.
If you get the bib to show up. If you're only searching at one library, the other bibs won't show up.
But then if you get everything,
Then it searches.
That searches everything.
so then it would
You're
just
just
take your
searching your library. If you
from there.
have it and you
Right.
click on it, you don't
For
see
me,
the
I
other
would
people.
see it useful because I would see me
Now you
just
do.
searching the RPS.
You
Because
see,
I know Sherry has this book.
I can't hear 2 conversations.
Okay.
No, Diane.
I could see it being useful to me because I could see me searching RPS alone just to get a specific title. I know Sherry has it, but if Mail has it, I'm going to get Mail's book faster than I could get Sherry's.
That was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about in particular, since you are the only one that represented the situation, is that I was thinking for school districts, in addition to having the all libraries and their own library, having one for a district search.
I would love.
And that might pertain to Owatonna, too.
I would personally love that.
Yeah, that's something we've been
Search
kicking around.
Owatonna, everything, or Blooming and Owatonna.
That is something we could.
Because that, honestly, that's because of delivery. You know I am going on vacation tomorrow. The kids are leaving. And they asked me a book for today. I'm requesting Mail, but not requesting Sherry's.
Yep.
I would have bought it.
I guess I would
She would have
You weren't here for that. You don't know what you're talking about.
Listen,
Okay, so Diane, what were you saying?
well, it had to do with talking about, like if you look up a book and it's at the Lake City Public Library, and you go in to look at it specifically, you can see what other libraries hold it.
Correct.
Okay, and I thought the comment was that you couldn't see it that way anymore if you were in one library's view.
Well, you can still see the whole thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
no.
you should be able to. There's a little glitch right now that you can't, but we have search guidance
Okay.
on that. I guess I would advocate maybe that we drop, If that's the case where you have your library, all libraries, or in a specific case where you have Owatonna and Blooming Prairie, which I think is great, just on that drop down up there on the top left in the search bar, that we maybe bump the library as a mandatory facet off the list, because I think for some libraries it's taking up real estate that you don't really need, and then perhaps if you move it to the list of non-mandatory, if your library doesn't feel that that should be there, then they can add it to one of their 10. But
yeah, let us consider that.
Are you going to show them the e-room?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything else. I was going to show on Albert Lee's first. Covered that already. So yes, so we can now go into my test.
Oh, I had another tab that's been closed.
Yeah, so I had to test that my list thing. So this is my test one that I'm working on right now. This would be a test for the SELCO one, which is why on this side over here are the links to all the individual catalogs. Of course, no one will work right now with that, because no one has one set up. So for the most part, that is the same. I will come back to this in a second. As you can see, I already have these switched over here to appear in the order that we talked about before. There are a few changes to the display. They don't look pretty right now. I'm trying to get that local request only tab in here in the items. And we're sorting out these fields while I'm playing around in this one. But the real thing I want to show you is, in fact, this room over here. This is my ebook room that I've created to go along with the profile, and this can be shared among other library profiles. As long as I just have one here, and it can be linked to any other profile. That's what I'm trying to say. So I chose in this one that I only have the ebooks showing in the book river here. I can customize that for the room. And over here I have links to all of my guides that we have created for the different ebooks. I'm not saying these are up-to-date ones. This is just to get this out here fast. And over on the right I have the basics of the Overdrive collection. Also, while they're in this room, any searches that they perform are restricted just to e-resources. I have that set up as a mandatory search, so as long as you're in this room, you can only look at ebooks or e-audiobooks.
Do the great definition of what a room is.
Oh.
Now, Donovan had a great definition.
Oh.
You came out of that one training
Yeah.
session and said you finally figured it out.
Yeah, can I remember it now? I don't remember what I said. Yeah.
Well, a room is a subset of your profile for the most part. It's a different interface, different way of looking at it. I have this one set up for ebooks. If you wanted to, you could set one up for children's. And that could be a mandatory search that excludes anything with an adult audience in the MARC record or something like that.
I don't know why they called it rooms, but to me it's a really nice way to subdivide your collection in manners that you know that your patrons regularly look for.
And it also allows you to bring external content as well. You can see that in this particular room, Tyler has created a right-hand sidebar with the ebook basics. That's HTML. So you can put links in there to other resources, or basically anything you can do in an HTML page can be put in there. So you have a lot of options. I've seen other implementations of Enterprise where they've got rooms for job hunting resources or bullying information or anything along those lines. Now, we are still sort of trying to get our heads around what kind of rooms we're going to provide and how much local control we're going to allow each library on that. We don't want to have a cookie-cutter profile that everybody has to use. But there's also some serious questions about how many rooms we can support or create on our own. So the team is looking at that and trying to figure out what the best way to approach it is. But theoretically, we hope to give you at least some customization of rooms.
So if Mary Kay made a really cool room, and I said to Mary Kay, can I just use your room?
Mm-hmm.
Could we do something like
We could do
that?
that. We could copy and paste it right into your profile.
I think you would need for us to change the permissions here at SELCO, but
We'd probably have to do it.
Yeah,
But yeah, it certainly could be done.
So if you find there's a room that you no longer want, then just notify you?
Take it out. And probably we're going to have to do all the room creation. So when I say you can put anything you want in there. What I'm really saying is you can tell us anything you want in there, and we will put it in. If it's possible in HTML, we can create it for you. And that's kind of where I'm getting at with the whole, you need to figure out, make sure that that's scalable for the entire consortium.
But I can see great advantages to, okay, the children's librarians get together and figure out the summer reading program room that they want to have that highlights Megan's reading.
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
The schools might want to have a Maud Hart Lovelace room.
Yeah.
And then some public libraries may or may not want a Maud Hart Lovelace room because your location does or doesn't participate. So I can see where there could be some rooms that are customized rooms that then people have the option to opt in or opt out and make changes to.
We could get very busy creating and moving rooms around. Yeah.
But to keep it simple, I mean, at least, if nothing else, right here, you merged the regular catalog with the Overdrive catalog then. Or, I mean, we have that capability.
In a sense.
Rather
We're
than
waiting the additional implementation of the
It's not
ERC,
implemented.
which will, right now, these results will still take you to the Overdrive catalog. When we get the ERC implemented, which should hopefully be in the next few months, well, I promise.
But I'm just saying, like, from my library homepage, I don't have, here's a link to my catalog, here's a link to my Overdrive.
That's where we're
catalog.
that's where
I mean,
we're trying.
kinda nice.
That's where we're trying to get.
To bring those two together.
That's going to be contingent on this ERC product, which they have told us will be launched before we go live in August, but it's not out yet. So obviously it's going to kind of depend on that.
Then once that's in there, you can do one-click downloading.
So, okay, I just want to make sure I understand the room right correctly. If I'm doing our World War II unit, and so will be Chris at Willow, and so will Pat at John Adams, I can create a World War II room.
Yep.
And then we could share that room.
Yes.
And if I'm at Kellogg, it would show my holdings.
Well, technically you wouldn't be sharing it. That would be the practical appearance to the patron, but
Okay.
technically behind the scenes what's happening is you call us and say, all right, Kellogg has got this room created, now copy it to all the other Rochester Public School Media Center profiles. And so the effect would be that it's being shared, but in fact we're just actually creating copies of it and putting it in the other profiles.
But
But it's in the same room.
Follow their profile.
All it does is run a search. So if you're in your profile, it searches just Kellogg. If you're at Mayo, it searches just Mayo. Yeah.
This shouldn't affect the default drop-down menu on the left up here, basically.
No, it won't have any impact.
Again, this is the SELCO 131.
Yeah. It shouldn't have any impact on anything on this red bar or above. So yeah, I'm seeing genre rooms, westerns, romance, Christian fiction. If you really wanted to get ambitious, rooms for series, Game of Thrones, whatever, where you could put all kinds of information. There's a lot of neat possibilities.
Just make sure your cataloging is up to par.
Yeah, or the searches won't work. Yeah. But again, we've got to kind of figure out how to make that scalable.
How many rooms does Cersei Dynex have that they will give us?
I don't think they have any.
I have no
Well,
idea.
they have something because a couple of years ago, they were very proud of the fact that they had like 10 or 12 librarians creating rooms.
They're not doing that anymore.
I know
That
they're
can
not.
confirm because we talked about it. Yeah, they're not providing any pre-custom-made rooms. It's all on us to create them.
You know, it would
That's
be
the
nice,
problem.
you know, give us your frog room.
That's the problem. This rooms product has been around since about 2004. Because I remember when Cersei was just Cersei and Dynex was Dynex, or Dynex was Epix Tech, they were rolling it out then.
Yeah.
And so it's gone through about a dozen different
I can
iterations
understand
over
that.
the years. So what it is has changed a lot. And that's probably part of why it's called rooms. It's nothing like what it was when they first rolled it out 8, 10 years ago.
Okay.
So we will have to
I'll
create any
stop
rooms.
thinking about the fact that we can just,
Yeah, we're going to have to create them.
okay.
But
That said, this took me maybe 15 years.
yeah, it's not a real long process to create a room. So we're hoping to be very expansive with it as opposed to restricted. But we're also still in the early stages of this. And I will warn you, we're probably not going to do a whole lot of room customization and things before we go live in August. We've got a whole lot of other things to deal with. but hopefully after that we should be able to get busy with it. Except this one. We're going to try and roll a few out, yeah.
I'm the enterprise person, I'm the ebook person, I'm doing this one.
Yeah, he's going to do that one.
But, you know, there are some things that we see coming. Job services, we certainly see coming, Michael. We're SELCO sponsoring this workshop on, you know, beyond the plate of the apple. So,
Consumer health, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's some that we maybe that's what we need your suggestions. You know, if we can figure out that we can launch 5 rooms or 10 rooms, 5 rooms at the same time we do in August. You know, if you had your preference, which would be your 5 subtopics? So ebooks make sense because Tyler's creating it. And but you know, if you had a choice between medical research, consumer health, and job service, would you choose, or are those your top 2?
Well, I can see even with the units, because everything's standardized with the units, supposedly, with our great education system, that we would be, I would be using the same units at Kellogg that any other middle school would be using Stewartville or wherever, because that is what they should be doing.
I remember, Ann, one of the things that I was excited about when I talked to you right after that training was one of the revelations was that rooms can be nested. So you can have rooms within rooms. So certainly you could have a sci-fi fantasy room, and then within that there would be more rooms for heroic fantasy, hard sci-fi, cyberpunk, you know, whatever all the different genres are. And that was one of the... You could. I think you could if you were creative enough about it.
Like Clue. We'll
give you a lead type in this round.
Yeah. It's pretty fun.
Things that you have to earn coins.
And I'm not advocating this for any of you, but there are Searcy Dynamics libraries that have done away with their website and are using rooms for everything that they used to do on a web page. Hours and locations and program information and contact us links and things like that. We are not quite willing to go that far yet, but it is a theoretical possibility. Oh, I'd have to go back and look again, but I can, yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing one that had a rolling screen of announcements instead of the Book River.
Yep. Yeah, there are other things we can do in the Book River space, and then we're debating how many options we can provide with that too. Book River doesn't have to be the thing in the middle there.
And so is that concept like what you were just talking about? Is it kind of like the Prezi concept, as far as going here to there, as far as?
Not sure what Prezi means.
A Prezi is a
presentation software freeware.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
okay.
to me it doesn't seem
it's probably more like when you see on a website where they have 5 or 6 news items that are kind of flipping back and forth all the time. Do you remember one of the libraries that has that?
No.
I don't. Well, I don't remember any of the enterprise libraries that do that, but I can show you a non-library site that's doing something very similar. So it's something like this, where there's 4 different things here that are going to crawl across.
Sure.
It's that kind of idea.
Okay.
So that's obviously not a Horizon or an enterprise implementation, but it gives you the idea of what it does. It's just you see panes coming across with news, program information, you know. Did you know that kind of thing?
All right. Is there any other questions you wanted to
I don't think so at this point. After the meeting, I will send out to all of you the link to get to the catalog. I'm going to ask that you not share that with anyone quite yet. We're not ready for public consumption. We're not even really ready for the rest of the library staff to look at it yet. But as the ILS Operations Committee, we're interested in anything you have to say to us. In May, we'll give the link to all the libraries in the region so library staff can look at it and go from there.
Is that meeting in April?
Well, that's to be decided at the end of the meeting here.
Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, the main meeting is the users group, not ILS Ops.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I meant the May users group. That's when we'll give the link out for all library staff in the region to look at. And at that point, we'll still be asking them, don't share this with the public yet.
All right. Any other comments, questions regarding enterprise?